Say this one first every morning, before you know what the day contains, before the plan has had a chance to be disrupted, before the difficult person has said the difficult thing. Today, I choose my response, not my circumstances. My response. Say it like you mean it. Because on the days when something genuinely tests it, you are going to need to have already decided. You are stronger than anything this day is going to throw at you. You have already proven that. Every single difficult chapter you survived without permanently falling apart. Every moment you held yourself together when falling apart was the easier option. That strength is not luck. It is you. It has always been you. And it begins fresh every morning the moment you choose your response, before the day chooses it for you. Walk into today knowing that. Nothing coming at you today is bigger than the person reading these words right now. Number 2. I am not behind. I am exactly where my journey has brought me. Somewhere between your 20s and right now, you developed a timeline. You did not consciously design it. It assembled itself from 100 different sources. What your parents expected, what your friends seemed to be achieving, what social media presented as the normal pace of a successful adult life. What you told yourself at 22 when you were optimistic about timelines and had not yet met the specific combination of circumstances that were going to rearrange your original plan entirely. And now you carry this quiet, persistent, slightly exhausting sense of being late, of running behind a schedule that everyone else seems to be managing to keep, of being at a point in your story that should have been a chapter ago, the relationship that was supposed to exist by now, the career that was supposed to be further along, the version of yourself that was supposed to have figured more of this out by this age. And meanwhile, you are scrolling through people who are apparently achieving everything on schedule and wondering what exactly you are doing wrong. Here is what you are doing wrong. You are comparing your real life to other people's highlight reels and to an imaginary timeline that was designed before you knew what your actual life was going to ask of you. That is not a fair comparison. That is not even a coherent comparison. You are measuring a real, complicated, genuinely lived human experience against a fantasy that never had to survive contact with reality. The fantasy never lost anyone, never had its plans dismantled by circumstances it could not have predicted, never had to rebuild from something that fell apart, never had to take the long route because the direct one turned out to be closed. Of course, the fantasy looks more on schedule. It was never real enough to get delayed. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present, not as a spiritual instruction to ignore the future, as a practical recognition that the present is the only place where anything actually gets built. The future is constructed here, in the choices made today, not in the anxious mental accounting of how far behind the imagined schedule you appear to have fallen. Your journey brought you here, every detour included, every season that lasted longer than you expected, every chapter that closed before you felt ready, and every beginning that arrived before you felt prepared. All of it brought you to this specific point, with the specific understanding and resilience and clarity that this point required. None of it was wasted. Even the parts that felt like pure loss were building something in you that the smooth,